abuse our gut health. But gut itself is beautifully aligned naturally so that it is not at all, it can heal by itself actually, right? So you don't have any, you don't have to give any external sources to heal. It can heal by itself, but we try to abuse it. So we'll have to focus more on that.
Right. Very well said. That's why it has become why gut health is so important these days. So why? Uh, so what do you think? Why it is so important? Why this topic is so important to address today?
See, basically,
Maybe.
yeah, we have come out of this pandemic and reached here now. Slightly, the masks are out of the way and all those things, but still, immune system has been playing a major role. That everybody's eyes has been opened only since last 2 years with regarding the immune system. Earlier than that, people were not worried at all. This word was not even flashing into their eyes. So with regarding to that, gut is a major system. Digestive system is a major place where your immune system is being created, right? And also you have this WBC, which is being formed in the gut. And also you have this good bacteria, the microbiome, which helps in boosting up the immune system, I would say. And the major hormone, which is the serotonin, which is also secreted in the gut. So all these together enhances a good gut, right? So when we talk about the hormones and all these things, the serotonin especially, it secretes when the mood is calm, when the mind is calm. So it doesn't secrete just like that. You have to be stress-free. You have to be out of all these external sources, which is like, dumping in. And then only these hormones secrete properly, and it helps in aiding the digestion properly. Otherwise, these hormones are also not capable of working properly, I would say. So again, the major stress point is we have to take care about our external sources very, very carefully. So with this note, I would like to connect one more thing, Jyothi, here. See, we have these stresses. Yes, it is going on in everybody's life. Ups and downs keeps happening. But how we take it inside ourselves, it what matters. And the gut and brain connection is like really, really more. Okay, it is like a vicious cycle, I would say. When you say about the gut, how the gut reacts, every signal is sent to the brain. How the gut reacts, because we put in a lot of food, all the toxins, most of the toxins travel through the gut inside the body. The one big source that take more toxins is our mouth through the food, or anything that we get, anything that is newly available, any biryani shops that is newly opened, please go try it. Yes, that is how the world has become now. Blogs and blogs everywhere about the food. We keep trying it, but our gut is trying to adapt everything, right? But the toxins are being filtered only in the gut. So in this form, the information is passed to the brain through the mesenteric nervous system, and the brain, controls the gut again. So it is a vicious cycle that we would say. So here we should majorly focus on what we eat and when we eat. So when we eat, in the sense, how do we choose our food? So basically, as dietitians, clinical dietitians, we focus on how we choose our, how we make our diet plans. But as a holistic nutrition, I would say we look into how you choose your food, basically, because when we dig deep, it is all about the mood swings that happens. If you're happy, you go for, healthy foods. If I give a plate of salad, if you're happy, you would enjoy that as well. But if you are stressed out, or if you are with a lot of emotional imbalance, if I'm going to give a plate of salad, definitely you're not going to touch that. You're going to crave for more of sweet foods or more of high carb foods, refined carbohydrate and all those stuffs, because this satisfies the the hunger, and it gives a pleasure of eating, and it gives the love and happiness inside you. So the pleasure from the food comes and it gives a signal to the brain, yeah, I'm happy. So that's a temporary happiness that we are creating all around, right? So in this note, I would say digging deep into the root cause of why your gut is really struggling. That is really, really very important. And that is what we holistic coaches here are doing.
Lovely. So to make the point simple for you guys, I'll repeat the two important points. One she mentioned is how are we reacting or are we responding to the situation? Make sure if we react, we may get angry, we may get frustration, we may get irritation, we may feel whatever we don't like about it. So it's all about reaction. But being whatever be the situation given, if you're not reacting to it, but you're responding yourself to that, how you want to behave in your own way is what makes it change. That's a wonderful point, Danya. The second point is really interesting. The kind of good choices that we make. I always like to mention this word, like our gut is our immigration system. Whenever we travel around at the airports of the immigration system, without putting a stamp, we are not allowed to enter the outside countries, guys. So, and we are letting all the things getting dumped into our body. And how do we expect the gut to be healthy? Before you try on the new things, the exotic things, the limelight things, it please think that this where this belongs to, where we belong to. So the 2 points. So having said that, earlier you mentioned that the body is capable of healing by itself. So yesterday the entire talk was about self-healing. So I would like to ask more about this. How can the gut heal by itself? So what do you say about that?
Yes. So starting from the newborn, I would say. Okay. So how do we see the newborn with a lot of saliva, here and there? Always, they carry a good smell. And even the breath of the baby, we don't feel it is bad, though it is not brushing. Okay. But we brush once or twice every day, but still few people carry a very bad breath. It is because of the digestive system, poor digestive system, I would say. See, whatever we put inside our mouth, it is basically, as I said, it should be focused on how your emotions are. Okay, if your emotions are really not balanced, you're going to put whatever you're going to get it in hand, because you're just satisfying your emotions, not your gut at all. Okay, so in this case, you are again trying to spoil the entire flow of the system, right? So starting from the mouth to anus, there are a lot of secretions happening, the saliva, the acids, the enzymes, and various hormones, which help in recovering the gut now and then. So every 72 hours, the lining of the gut keeps changing, and that helps to adapt for different kinds of food that we eat, the quantity that we eat. We go for a party, we try to eat more. We just go outside to invent a new food. Yes, we eat that. And suddenly switching from a South Indian to North Indian, suddenly switching from a continental to a South Indian. Yes, we put in a lot of effort in eating different varieties of food, but our gut tries to adapt it in 72 hours itself, right? But psychologically, we don't try to adapt what we really want. So the gut can heal by itself, but the focus is how you are trying to balance your kind of perception, your kind of emotion, and trying to heal that. Otherwise, the gut healing is being disturbed by the external sources. That is what we do.
Truly said. So understand, guys, it's not the system that has a problem. Body is an intricate system of multiple function, multiple organ systems, and they are very, 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 very efficient and capable in doing multiple things at the same time. Imagine we all sleep at least 6 to 8 hours a day. Our body never rests. Can you all believe if the heart stops for a while, or the liver stops functioning for a while, we won't ever imagine that kind of scenario. We never want that, is it not? So having said that, see, that's how the body works, that at that far excellence. And there's just the humans, who's actually abusing it. So it's all our practices, our lifestyle, our eating habits. So, as we are discussing into this, would you help our audience, Dhanya, to actually throw some light on how they should actually recognize whether they have a gut issue or not? What are the basic symptoms or signs they should look forward? Like, even if it is a mild thing, some people think that they have everything, and some people they have terrible symptoms, but they just don't care about it. We get to see all kinds of people. So, what are the basic check of symptoms that you would like to throw some light on them?
Yes. So before I start with this, click on the chat box and put in the symptoms that you are really aware of with related to the gut issues, right? So let me just mention few.
Come on, guys. Keep chatting, guys. Okay, I'll read the symptoms for you, Dhanya, then you go ahead. So it says bloating, constipation. Okay, come on, guys. More answers we need. Acidity, gassy, severe acidity. Okay, weight gain. Okay, burping.
Right.
Gastric reflex, bloating. Thanks, guys. That's
So
a lot of
it. The same common symptoms that you're sharing.
We have one more: irritation and mood swings.
Right.
Added to the list. Thanks, Rachita, for that.
Yes.
Okay, Dhanya, go ahead.
These are the major symptoms. So these are the major symptoms which we really notice, right? The gassy or the irritation, acidity, heartburn, kind of all these. But apart from these, we ignore or we keep certain symptoms unnoticed, which is really, really related to the gut, like the lethargy, low energy, I would say the skin problems, skin issues, acne, and dryness of the mouth, bad breath, and a lot of other small issues like migraine, headache, regular headaches, which is not related to migraine or the migraines. All these things are also the symptoms of poor gut, which we really, really unnotice. So one of my client came to my clinic asking for help for weight loss. Okay. So when I just took a deep history, then I got to know he has got acidity and he has got migraine also. Okay. But he was not taking those symptoms as the priority because he has come to a nutritionist and the nutritionist would not guide for acidity and migraine. He would only work on the weight loss, right? So he was more precisely telling about the weight loss alone. So when I took the history, I worked on him completely, taking his dietary into account, his psycho-emotion into account. And within 2 to 3 weeks, his complete the migraine medication came down totally. Okay. The migraine medication from, he used to have like weekly 3-4 times. Okay, because of severe headache. And it came down to 1 and now it is completely nil. Within 2-3 weeks, he just got the complete result out of it. And the acidity is completely gone. It is because of the small corrections and the disciplinary facts that we have to do with the diet, as well as the psycho-emotion part, because psycho-emotion part plays a major role in correcting the diet. Otherwise, we cannot touch the diet at all.
Okay, having said that, I'll relate with one more question coming up to you. So guys, if you're liking the discussion, post your comments in the chat box. Keep posting your questions too, because we'll take the questions end of the session. I want all of you to participate, type your queries, type your questions so that our coach can answer you all after we finish this discussion. So as you said, like that this psycho-emotional, somatic things are so important. So tell our audience, what is more prevailing reason for the gut issues? Is it the food changes or is it the stress issues?
Okay. Now I'll put forward one more question to the audience. Just put yes if you have felt those emotions. Okay. When we were kids, we would have gone for the exam centers. Before exams, how would you feel? The butterflies in the tummy, a little bit of upset in the tummy. Some people would have got the puking sensation, or fever would raise up, or sometimes there would be a lot of diarrhea going up and tummy pain sets in. all these things starts. Now also, before entering the session, we would have got all these butterflies flying in, Jyothi, right? Right.
Absolutely.
So all these things happen once your, the stress levels or some kind of fear or some kind of, fight which is going inside the body, right? So when we put all these fear or the anxiety or any kind of emotions inside our head, the body, we are giving the signal to the body saying that we are under the flight or the fight mechanism. Okay. So when somebody is chasing us, either we have to fight back or we have to run. That is the two things that we have to do. So the same thing happens in the body, and the brain gives a signal to the body saying that, yes, this person is under fear, and let me give some energy for the person to take care about the fear, because that is more important for them, right? And it tries to shut down all the other mechanism which is going in the body, right? So it slows down your digestive system, it slows down your circulation. That is why inflammation starts. That is why your digestion does not take place properly. That is why you end up having gastric issues or acidity. All these things keeps arising. So we are giving a command to the brain saying that, yes, I am under fear, you shut down, it's okay. But unknowingly we are doing it, right? So in this case, what happens again? Cycling back, we try to eat all these refined foods or sugary foods or kind of salty foods, whichever is like giving us pleasure, we try to indulge in those foods. So it is not the food which is, giving us the emotions. The emotions are caused, and that is why we choose these kind of foods, right? So this is the basic thing that I would say, Jyothi. Emotions are the first and thing which has to be focused, and then is the food coming to the answer to the question.
Definitely. And just adding to what Dhanya has said, it's absolute truth, guys. If you take Stone Age people and all, where they used to live in forest and under the natural setup, living in the caves, they just used to go out for hunting, and if just a tiger or the lion comes, they used to run for the moment. Okay, it's just to save your life for that moment. That is fear, and they're running away. That for a short time, and once they have escaped out of this moment, they're free. So that is a acute stress, which is very, very, very little. But traveling back to all the years to us, we people, if we observe today, if the maid doesn't come, people have stress. If the TV is not working, people have stress. If the internet is not working, people have stress. Tell me one thing where people don't have stress for everything. So this stress becomes a vicious cycle. We get stressed for one thing. Even before we cope up from that, we are facing with another stress. Then top up, then top up, then top up, then top up. It's a never-ending thing. Because of this chronic stress, body is not able to cope up and come out of it. So a very valid point to see. Guys, please mute yourself. That's a sincere request. So there are so many stress relieving things. We'll come back to that. But before that, I want to ask you one more thing. Since you are into cooking and baking, that's your real passion. I would like to ask you, is there any secret ingredient in your kitchen which you use it for your gut health?
Definitely, Jyothi. Our kitchen is the place which would heal our gut. Okay. But we forget that. We forget go stand in the medical shop, the pharmacy, and from the counter, we ask them, okay, today I have a lot of acidity, a lot of burping is there. Get me some syrup, get me some tablet, let me chew it. Yeah, the temporary healing is done. But what about the permanent healing? Again, it repeats, again, you drink the syrup, done. So it is not that way, it has to be healed. You have the two aspects, which is the psycho-emotion part that we already spoke so much, and the ingredients, which is already there in your kitchen. So we are coming to that. It's your cumin, your somph, and the ginger. All these three plays a very major role. And apart from this, cinnamon, cloves, turmeric, all these things also play a major role. But it differs from people to people. From for whom it suits what, we'll have to really guide them in that way. And how to take the the product in the form of infused water, or in the form of the boiled water, or in the form of powder, or in the form of any kind of recipe that they can make it. It all depends on the person, on the individual's consumption point. The dietitian or the nutritionist would recommend it, right? So the basic spices that we have all around our kitchen, that we use it on regular basis. That is why our Indian kitchen is said to be the place of medicine, because we have everything at our place, but we do not pay much focus to it, but we pay focus to the part where we consume a lot of continental foods, I would say. And the worst part is like the turmeric. When I mentioned, now the turmeric is being sold in capsules. Okay, when we have turmeric at home, why don't we take at least 1 gram in any form, right? But people are trying to consume in capsules now. So make best use of what is available with you, and that is going to really help you out in healing.
Well said, Dhanya. Really well said. Because see, people, because everybody wanted things to happen in a fast mode way and wanted the simplest things possible. They don't even want to buy a packet of turmeric, pour it in a bottle and use it in some form or the other. They're just taking capsules, but this doesn't help you guys. So let me all tell you one more point on this. Whatever multivitamins or whatever that you want to consume as a supplement, if a food source is consumed in a natural way, body has a greater capacity to retain that nourishment. Whereas when it comes in the form of a pharmaceutical pill, we call it the bioavailability of that particular nutrient is not same as the natural ingredient. You don't get it. See, here the important bottom line is it's not what we are eating. It's how much the body is able to get it. So this doesn't happen with all the supplements. See, so go for the natural ways, guys. So thank you, Dhanya, for that. And after that, okay, since we are done with some of the food and stress, let me come to sleep. So what do you think? Well, since we have so many night owls these days, and people, they don't sleep till 12 or 1, and they don't wake up when the sun rises. There's a total shift of habits and lifestyle havoc. So what do you think? How this is affecting the gut health?
Right. So with this question, Jyothi, I would put myself as an example, because until and unless we experience it, we cannot really explain things to others, right? When you said night owl, I was a night owl person, right? So I wasn't able to wake up early in the morning, and I had also come across the constipation issues in spite of taking very good food, because sleep is again a major factor which would help you to regulate your digestion, right? So there is the circadian rhythm, wherein the night times, when it is getting dark, the melatonin secretion happens, and when it is getting brighter, the cortisol secretion happens. And in the night, when we are in peace, when we are in rest, and when we go to sleep, definitely the melatonin helps so much in our digestive tract. So it helps in multiplying the bacteria to much extent, and it helps in digestion in another level. And that is why we say at least enough good sleep has to be there. And in this manner, when I started, practicing this since last few weeks, I would say, I have seen so much of changes in my routine. The constipation is vanished now, completely vanished. Okay, the peace of mind is happening now. Morning when I wake up, I'm feeling really fresh. Okay, otherwise I used to wake up at 7 or 8, whatever it is, the lethargy or the body pain, something was continuously there. But now is that everything is falling in place. So sleep is one. Definitely people have to focus. People in night shifts, please focus on your sleep as well. That is very much important. And with your food regulations.
Great. So guys, the bottom line again, if you want to heal your body gets healed when we sleep. So if you want to heal your body, the only basic rule is keep the room dark. See, be it natural light or the artificial light, the light from the lights, artificial lights, your devices, your televisions, be it any device, the artificial light that is emitted by the devices will not let the body secrete the healing hormones during sleep. So if you want your body to heal, be device free at least half an hour, 1 hour before you go to the bed, and switch off your lights, any mode of lights. Keep it dark so that your body really rests well and heals well. So, okay. I have one, since we covered, I'll repeat, we have covered food, we have covered sleep, we have covered stress. Okay, that's what about exercise, Dhanya? So, what do you think? What kind of role exercise plays for gut health?
Definitely. See, then speaking about the exercise means people things like, strenuously lifting weights and, going to the gym and all those things comes to the head. Be the simple walking, right? Simple walking when the sun is shining, just go for a walk, enjoy the nature and get a lot of sources of vitamin D. And that itself is going to create a beautiful immune system. And that helps in proper gut working system, right? And also the exercise part, when we start exercising, we try to intake more of oxygen because on the daily, day-to-day basis, we do not know, are we breathing or not? And we are doing this session, how many of you are really conscious that you are breathing? We are not, right? So when we consciously breathe at least for 5 minutes, once in the morning and once in the evening, that helps in consuming a lot of oxygen, and that helps to keep each and every cell active. And it repairs the cells by itself because oxygen is very much required to repair, to circulate in the body, and for everything, oxygen is required. Even the brain fog happens, oxygen is required. Otherwise, when you are feeling lethargy or when you're feeling the brain fog kind of, sit and breathe for 5 minutes, things are going to vanish. So enough oxygen is not supplied there. So through exercise, you're going to supply good amount of oxygen. You're going to take good amount of vitamins, exposing yourself to the nature. And as I told you, talking to the nature or enjoying the greenery or the flowers just around you, the blue sky, you're going to give a lot of positivity to your mind so that everything is calmed down and your systems are working beautifully.
Yeah, when you're talking about breathing, I was remembering the afternoon incident. I was talking to one of my clients. He's a biker. No, he does 150 kilometers biking, 200. He rides vigorously. So I told him one activity for the upcoming week. That is, I asked him to observe his breath for one whole week. No, he said, what? Why should I observe my breath? Because it's important. So that is the task given for this week for him. It is that important, guys, especially when we really want to perform, when we really want to be fit and do the things more, more skillfully. You know, uh, this is what is needed. So
with this note, probably people are going to stay with this for a week. Let them take this as a task of, doing 5 minutes breathing every day. So end of the 7th day, let's come up with the,
definitely that would be an amazing thing, guys. Try the breathing whenever you remember. While you might be cooking, you might be watching TV, or you might be making your kids reading. Whatever may be the activity, see, the body is doing involuntary. It is a voluntary action, by the way, guys, breathing. But we made it involuntary. We don't even realize that this is our activity. So at least pay attention. See, when people at home or your friends pay attention to you, recognize that you exist, pamper you, how do you feel? We feel good, right? Similarly, when we recognize our functionality and we do little bit to our bodies, the bodies feel overwhelmed and they react in only that way and become more healthy and positive. And on this note, I would like to add one more thing regarding the exercise part, especially Guys, especially when people have constipation or any kind of issues, when the stomach is so stuck and so hard, people don't even try to move. Why all these things are happening? It's all the involvement of muscles. When any kind of exercise is, when we involve in any kind of exercise, there are a group of muscles which are actually working for us. All these muscles, they keep working, they keep the internal systems active. So this what supplies the blood to all the muscles. Well, that's where the oxygen part has come. And this helps the digestive tract to move smoothly. The sluggish system will become more active when we actually indulge into some kind of internal their own exercise patterns. And this helps them even when they are resting. Mind it, guys. It's not only while they do half an hour of walking or 1 hour of walking. If you indulge in doing this every day, even while you rest, your muscles will be active, and thank you for that.
And just on a point, Jyothi, just a simple breathing when we just spoke, the inflating of the stomach, it's going up and down. So just think about the balloon. When we blow it and we relax it, blow it, relax it, there is a kind of relaxation happening in the balloon membrane. So the same way, the stomach membrane also relaxes so much, the muscle relaxes so much, and that aids in easy bubble movement. So that is also one of the cause.
I'll add one more to you. One more to that top up. Especially this is for children, guys. They love doing this task. If you think your children are not paying attention to your breathing, give them a glass of water and put a straw in it and ask them to make bubbles. The simple task, and it is basically exhalation. They have to exhale the carbon dioxide outside to make bubbles. When they do this, they practice better exhalation. When the exhalation improves, automatically the inhalation of oxygen also improves. And this can be done by adults also. Don't mind if people around us laugh at it doesn't matter, but it really improves your breathing capacity. Try it on. So there we comes to the end of today's discussion. And thank you, Dhanya, for so many insights. And we are open for discussion, guys. The Q&A. So, Nirja, can you put up the questions for us from the Zoom chat and the YouTube chat?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Can we tell any issue related to gut is a lifestyle disorder?
I didn't get the question. Gut?
Any issue related to gut is a lifestyle disorder?
See, lifestyle disorder, I would say, it starts with the gut. Exactly. Your question says the answer. Further explain on this. Because the explanation says everything.
See, guys, as Dhanya said, the question answers it has its own answers. See, be it any kind of symptoms that we discussed earlier, if we have a better lifestyle, obviously we don't end up with all these symptoms, right? So if we're having all the symptoms, it means the person doesn't have a healthy lifestyle. So they have to set that back. But that doesn't become like gut issue is a lifestyle disorder. Definitely not.
What are the things that help to heal the gut?
What are the things that
help to heal the gut?
Okay, Dhanya, over to you. You're a better person to answer this.
Yes, to healing the gut, we have already covered a few points. So coming back again to the circling point, focus on the external environment. See, the stress is not going to play a role in winning anything, right? It is going to just spoil your own system. So if you want to really carry it over, stress is just a one simple word, I would say, that people are mentioning around, but it has got much more background research if you have to do. So the healing of the gut has to happen in 360 degrees. It is not just a simple word, I would say, now just focus on this, focus on that. So better switch to the proper, appropriate health coach, holistic health coach, and they would look into your 360 degrees to heal the gut, looking into your psycho-emotional patterns, looking into all 7 areas of life. That is really, really important. because the family also plays a major role. All the environment around you plays a major role, including your food, and it might be your friends or the office, or just sitting idle is also a problem. So just, get in touch with any of the coach, so they would be helping you out in that.
On the same note, would you like to throw some light on pre and probiotics, Dhanya?
Yes. So pre and probiotics, right. So it is very simple aspect, I would say. Okay, what are probiotics basically? Probiotics are the microorganisms that is naturally formed in the food through some process, right? Through the process of fermentation. So these probiotics are, helping the gut bacteria, the good bacteria, to develop in much more. The counts of the good bacteria are being grown up. So there are trillions and trillions of bacteria in the gut, and with the help of the external source of probiotic, we are helping this bacteria to grow in a much better, and it helps in much more absorption of the nutrition, and the regular digestive system takes place. Okay, regulation of the digestive system. So coming to the prebiotics are the one which would feed the bacteria which is in the gut. Okay, so this is the food. So without the food, the bacteria are not going to grow. If we are simply putting the probiotics, it is going to be there for some time, and it is going to just get away as it is, right? But it has to fight with the bacteria. For that, it needs energy. For that, we need prebiotic. So these prebiotics are nothing but our high fiber foods, the whole grains, the whole pulses, the vegetables, fruits, green leafy vegetables, all these things in a balanced form when we take on everyday basis. See, the basic 5 food groups that has to be consumed every day in a balanced form. So when you start doing that, definitely these things will fall in place.
Okay, I have one more top-up question on this for you. So what is your opinion on the readily available probiotics in the market?
Okay, readily available probiotics, I really would not recommend. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks that you agree with me.
I really would not recommend.
I want this information to really go into people's mind, Dhanya. Please highlight, please enlighten them.
Yes, because we have the own probiotics in our daily food that we make. Considering the South Indians, we have our idli, dosa, which is fermented, and we have the probiotics there. The curd, everywhere, curd or the yogurt, whichever form you call it as, it has got a beautiful form of probiotic. And the fermented vegetables, that is now in trend. Okay, we can ferment cucumber, we can ferment cabbage, and we can even ferment carrots and other vegetables. Okay, so these fermentation process, just check into the process how you really do it. It is not just you put it in a jar and ferment. It has got a balancing of process, like how much of sugar to be added, how much of water to be added, and all this. Just get and check with all those things. Prepare things at home and consume it as recommended by your nutritionist. Just, taking too much of probiotics is also not going to help you. And how much to consume, when to consume is also a specific thing that we have to notice. So with regarding to all those things, talk to your dietitian and get fixed with the plan of when and how much to consume, then just go ahead.
Added to your list, Fatima says the kanji. Kanji is the fermented rice or the fermented curd rice or the fermented starch. Absolutely amazing, miraculous food, guys. If you can consume that, nothing better than that to boost your immunity.
So a small tip here, if people are worried like rice is going to be high caloric and all those things, and a small tip here, we have this owl, which is the flattened rice, right? Just take 1 or 2 teaspoons of owl or the flattened rice, put it in water, soak it overnight. In the morning, the flattened rice is also going to dissolve, and it is going to step into the fermentation process for the last 8 hours, which has been sitting in the water. And morning, you're going to consume just a small quantity of dosage, which is just 1 teaspoon soaked in probably 50 ml of water. That's more than enough. So you can have that. So that is going to be very less in calorie and easy to consume.
You mean to say rice flakes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the super tip. Yes,
I
Nirja,
have
more
a
questions
doubt.
to you.
Yeah, so see, people like me who wants to eat always, so constantly, I mean, I am never full. I just feel like eating, and my cravings are never satisfied. And Bangalore being the food zone, you see so many food corners, and I can't resist. I can have eaten Golgappa, Hari Super Sandwich, and I've had gobi manchuri, and come back home and had dinner also. So what do we do?
Rachita, just very simple answer for you. You are eating it orally, but the energy is going here to the brain. Okay. So much of cooking is happening inside the head. So all the energies are consumed there. So we'll have to focus on the cooking which is happening here. Okay. Then we can reduce the calories happening in the cooking.
Sure.
I just love your answer, Dhanya. Superbly put it across.
I'll do that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Right.
Over to you, Nirja. More questions? Are there any more questions for us?
Best time of sleeping and wake up when the kids go to school by morning 7.
Okay, come up again.
Best time of sleeping and wake up when the kids go to school by 7.
Okay. The kids are going to school by 7 and the parents has to wake up somewhere around 5:36, right? So if your sleeping time is in the night, somewhere around 10:30, 11 is also fine. And 5 to 6 hours of sound sleep is very much enough for an adult. For a kid, at least 8 hours of sleep is necessary. So put your kid to sleep early, at least by 9, and they can wake up by 6. That sleep is necessary for them. As an adult, focus on at least 10:30 and waking up at 5:30. So that should be a sleep cycle.
And if your kids are not going ready to sleep alone, don't leave them. You go and sleep along with them. It's very important. And to add one more point to that, it's not the number of hours that are important, guys. It's the quality of the sleep. How well you are able to sleep, the sound sleep. Some people, they just take a power nap. They lie down for 10 minutes and they feel refreshed. A few people just sleep all through the night. They wake up by 8 and they feel lethargic. It's not, see, duration is important, but more than duration, the quality of sleep matters. So focus on that.
Yes.
Ma'am, one more question. Food preference
Okay.
night shift work during graveyard hours.
We didn't get it, Nirja.
Food preference for night shift work during graveyard hours.
Okay. I saw this. This is from Neelam. I read this when she put this in the chat box.
Worker late nights.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
so bad. You
Right.
can read my questions now.
Right. See, actually, the cycle completely changes for the night shift people, right? Their breakfast itself starts in the evening. So see to that, the breakfast is quite heavy and the lunch time is in the night, right? So let the lunch be really light, saying that a bowl of salad or some low calorie food, one roti with a lot of subsies, that can be had. But still, if you are craving for something in the early morning, somewhere around 2 or 3 o'clock, kind of go for nuts and seeds because you're going to stay away till 7 o'clock or something if you're in the night shift, right? So nuts and seeds are fine. It's going to work better during at that time. And probably when you eat by 7 o'clock or something, have a very light, dinner. That will be a dinner time. So have a very light dinner and go to sleep.
And also, I guess we can have fruit along with nuts if they want to have a choice.
Yes.
The fruit always helps, guys, which is very handy and easy.
Hafsa raised her hand.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hafsa. Yes, Hafsa.
Do you want?
Yes, ma'am. It was a very nice session. Very congratulations for that. And I was having a question. It's actually a concern that is bothering me. When we are speaking about the night shift job, people that they do, and there are people who actually don't understand and accept that when they have gut issues, they don't want to change their ways, they don't want to adapt, they are very much resistant to the routine change and coping up with things, and firstly they don't want to fall into a different kind of a habit, and they're very much stubborn. So I wanted to ask, like, how does this help when they have this very stubborn, resistant gut feeling for not paying attention to gut?
Right. So here, see, focusing on small aspects, that is what we call here as small interventions, right? So focus on small changes in their habit. Okay, if you're going to completely give them a chart or give them a complete schedule change, definitely it is difficult for them to adapt. Focus on really small things. Just put them a small, 20 to 30 minutes of workout or kind of walk once they wake up in the evening, and ask them to refresh later and have some fruits and nuts and seeds with that. So slowly, we'll have to make changes in their lifestyle. Then only they'll fall in place. And when slow changes happen, they will feel the goodness happening inside them. So that will motivate them. So otherwise, none of the external sources are going to motivate. It is their own motivation with the small changes.
Yeah. And before that also, even for the smaller interventions, we have to tell them very clearly why these things are important. The logical reason behind doing a particular thing helps them to understand the reason behind, so that it lets them cross that barrier and helps them to do it. So help with the scientific reason, then give small interventions.
Yes.
Hi, I'm
Dhanya.
Manju.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue.
Dhanya, we had 2 questions and users. Can take it. This
Okay,
is Padma here.
Yeah.
Yes, Padma.
Arnav Alvati is asking how much does probiotics given by doctors help? There are various strains being sold. And one more question is, what are your suggestions for lactose and gluten intolerant?
One second, Padma. Guys, please mute yourself, whoever. Yeah, we got the first question. Probably Dhanya can answer that, then we can go to the next.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, Dhanya.
So the first question, if I understood correctly, Padma, just tell me, the doctors recommend the probiotics, right? So
Yes.
Various strains of probiotics
strains
available in the
being
market, and
yes.
see the same answer. She almost answered it.
Right. So see, there are a lot of products available in the market, plus the doctors recommend few. But when we reach the doctor, we reach out of some emergency. We don't just go to the doctor as like asking for probiotic or asking for supplements, right? So if it is like too much of constipation or too much of diarrhea, which is happening, we just reach out to the doctor and the doctor recommends. So for an emergency, as a medication, it is absolutely fine when it is under the prescription of the doctor. Otherwise, over the counters, I do not recommend. Okay, that is why I specifically said go for the products which you can make it at home very easily. And yes, that would really help you out in healing much faster. And it is reliable because you make it out of your own hands.
Exactly. So what's the second question, Padma?
The same, Anna is asking, what are your suggestions for lactose and gluten intolerant people?
Okay. Right. So with regarding to the lactose and gluten intolerance, so there are specific people who fall in this place. It is not for everybody. This intolerance happens. So this can also be reversed. It is not that for lifetime they have to get rid of the lactose products or the gluten products, right? So just read the client and analyze the background, why they started this intolerance. So it is with regarding the food or it is with regarding to something else. Find the root cause of it. And in the beginning, slowly avoid all the sources. And after they get controlled and the symptoms are under control, slowly introduce the products and check whether again they are falling in trouble or not. Then you try to decide it is completely intolerance or it is just the faking of time. That is all.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Manju. I was trying from
Manju.
long to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Jyothi, and hi, Dhanya. Yeah. Actually, I have this bloating problem. And when I visited doctor, they said because of bloating, you have the B12 deficiency. So he asked me to take B12. As I know Jyothi, she's my friend, and she told me that B12 is produced in the gut itself. So how to improve that?
Right. See, if you take an external source of B12, also, how far it is getting absorbed inside the body. That is what is a major question you put for yourself. Okay. If it is not getting absorbed, again and again you go test for it, it is not falling in place. Definitely, Jyothi is the right person. Stick to her. She's going to take a deep history and she's going to help you out.
See, for all the B12 deficiency people, I really want to tell you guys, listen to the nature. If none of the vegetarian foods have B12, what does it mean? We don't need B12 through food. Body is capable in producing it. That is nature's rule. And when we respect nature's rule, our bodies, and we will be blessed with health. A simple thing. So if it is not there in vegetarian foods, it doesn't mean we have to look for other sources. It means it is not required. Your body is capable. But to make the body do its own job, we should not abuse our gut, as Dhanya was mentioning. This is very important.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti and Dhanya.
Thank you.
So it's almost past 1 hour, guys. So we have a list of questions. If we will take one last question, guys. The rest of the questions, whether it is in Zoom, please post it in the YouTube chat. Dhanya will definitely get back to them and answer them, but we'll take one last question for today's session.
Ma'am, so many questions on IBS.
Okay. Guys, please post them on the YouTube chat. We'll keep the chat active, and our coach will definitely get back to you. Since we are running out of time, one final question for the day.
Best foods for IBS.
Even God,
this is not a simple answer.
Even God cannot answer this question.
People who have asked it, I would strongly recommend you get in touch with any of the coach, because they have to really, see why you got this IBS, and it is not a joking, like, we can just recommend just a food or something like that. No, it cannot happen like that. So get in touch with the Health Hub team. So they would help you out in reaching to a better coach, and you will have the gut healed.
Yeah, there are no ready remedies to anything, guys. You see, if one person is going through a problem, that problem might have a specific reason for that, and the reason is not same for everybody. When the reason is not same for everyone, how can we give a common remedy to all? It's not feasible. So it's very, very important for us to study the person, as Dhanya said, unless we know you, we won't be able to help you. So Samata is raising hand. So this is one last question from you. Samata, please go ahead.
One more question.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening to both of you. Ma'am, the tea and coffee as the first drink or the first thing in the morning. So how to break the habit? People, in my family, I tell them not to have, but still they end up, having one chai, the first thing.
Why do you want to break that habit?
Exactly. Before Dhanya answers, I want to ask, why do you want to break that habit?
Because there is no time gap between tea and the breakfast, Jyothi ma'am. So it is together. So if there is spacing, I believe that tea, the caffeine and tannins, I feel they inhibit the absorption of the nutrients, which we, very consciously try to give a healthy breakfast. So you think, going together, tea and the, like dates and nuts and this idli, chutney, whatever. How do you think the absorption of the other nutrients would be affected?
Samantha, you have
Thank you.
the complete description you have given. The only clue that I can give them is ask them to wake up 10-15 minutes early. Have the cup of tea or chai, enjoy that, then give half an hour gap, have a breakfast. That's it.
And one more important point, Samantha. More than the tannins and caffeine, which is there in the tea and the coffee, the thought of a person influences far more. If you always
Sorry.
carry yourself with the thought that this is going to affect them, this is going to affect them, whether that is affecting or not doesn't matter, but it will make sure it will happen. Because it's a thought
Oh,
that you have inculcated into the practice, and the thought will make sure that this will happen. If you have attended yesterday's session, I told you, any thought and belief that we believe in, universe supports us. So if you believe in that, it has to eventually happen. So if you don't want that to happen, change your thought.
sure. Matlab, see, ma'am, the only thing is I'm not able to keep the gap. That's my only concern. So you want me to take this thought of, clubbing the things might do, something bad?
No, you just
Just erase
change your,
that thought. That's
we
it?
have to have a shift of thought that, see, you're worried that this might affect their nutritional bioavailability of nutrients.
Ye-
Shift your thought from
Exactly,
there
ma'am.
to, don't have that, get into a positive frame. Why do you have to think that way?
Sure.
They're
sure.
enjoying, a person enjoys a meal, they obviously stay healthy. Get a shift in your thought
Sure.
system, first of all. Thank you,
Thank you.
Samantha.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Guys,
ma'am.
it's 10
Thank
o'clock. Anil Kumarji, I know you have a list of questions, but I'll take only one question. Please go ahead.
Sure, thank you. So my question is, the South Indian food, what we take is, which is prepared at home, is hopefully the best food. It is in a holistic way. It is there. The curd, everything is, but I'm not sure whether it's a balanced one. Is the food that actually matters, or the timing of the food actually matters? In the gut, gut health.
The quantity of the food, the time of the food, and in what state of mind you have the food. All three things.
And also the quality of the food.
And
I'll
also
add
the
one more
quality
thing.
of the food. All four things matters.
See, and all our diets are definitely balanced, and it's just that it's individual practice. How are you doing it? We don't know your practice. That's why I always keep saying, even yesterday I mentioned you, contact with us and we'll help you. Because unless otherwise we know you, what are your practices? How are we going to help you? It's not any generalized statement that North Indian is better or South Indian is better. Definitely not. Everything is balanced in its own way. We should know how to manage our own diet.
And as I mentioned earlier, though it is South Indian or a North Indian, your gut is aligned accordingly what you have been habituated, right? So you don't have to really blame the gut. It is South Indian food or it is North Indian food. It is going to digest whatever you're going to put in.
Yeah, with that note,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Dhanya. This is a wonderful session. It was quite engaging and quite insightful. I really thank with all my team and with all the audience that they were present today, the Zoom session and the YouTube live. We all thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank you, Jyothi. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thanks for the complete holistic H3 team.
Thank you, guys. So, guys, that's all for today. We will meet tomorrow for another interesting topic. It's all about diabetes. So, do join in time and we are going to rock it. Hello, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye. See you all.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.
Nisha, can you please end the session?